guys, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. We are officially 2.5 weeks before the end of 2019 and quickly approaching 2020, and we are 14 days away from Christmas. So literally 2 weeks from today will be Christmas. So if you celebrate Christmas, awesome. And if you don't, that's still awesome. I'm not Christian, but I do love the holiday spirit, and I love the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of holidays in general, because I believe we're all one and we're all meant to live in unity as a collective. So with that being said, first of all, I want to say we're also in Sagittarius season, which I love because fire energy is still in the air. So yay to fire energy. And if you're a Sagittarius, comment below because I want to say hi to you. And of course, if you're on here live, give me some hearts and comments so I can see you, because for some reason my connection is slow and I can't see people when they're on here live. I don't know why. So if you're on here live, just comment so I can see you and give you a shout out. And if you're catching the replay, comment with hashtag replay so I can also give you a shout out. So today we're covering part 2 of It Ain't Over Till It's Over, how to finish 2019 strong. Hey Gary, good to see you. And so this is part 2 of a 2-part series. So last week we covered 3 simple methods on how you can finish 2019 strong. This week we're covering the other 3 for a total of 6. And if you did not catch last week's topic, I invite you to go to my YouTube channel, which is Zena Solomon, and catch part 1, or you can scroll down in Facebook and catch the first video so you have some context on what we're covering from last week stepping into this week. So something I want to say that I said in the other video is many people, including myself, I was a person who was a very strong starter and a super shitty finisher. So if that's you, say I'm guilty of it. I've been working on not being a shitty finisher for several years. And so I've become a much stronger finisher as I am a strong starter. So that's my wish for you, and that's my invitation to you, and my vision for you is to be a strong starter and also a strong finisher. And so my question for you is, what does finishing 2019 strong look like? What would make 2019 and embarking on 2020, what would make 2020 an epic year for you? So I would love to hear. So if you're either live or you're catching the replay, would love to hear what that looks like for you, because I'm curious. And I want to say life rewards people who are finishers. So if you're just starting, life does not reward starters. Life rewards finishers. So for example, I'll give you an example. So if you ever run a race, like a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon, you're running a race. You're not stopping halfway through the race. You're not even stopping when you're approaching the finish line. Finishers are finishers, you know what I mean? Like you start, you finish. And there's a huge feeling of fulfillment and accomplishment when you finish what you started. So even if you're competitive and you're doing races and stuff like that, you will finish the race because you said so. And many people notice your pattern. Like if you're running or if you're doing a workout, like do you start strong and you finish poorly, or do you finish as strong as you started? So just notice that about yourself so you can give yourself the opportunity to shift. So with that being said, a couple of quotes. Gary Ryan Blair said, if you're brave enough to start, you're strong enough to finish, as I fumble saying his quote. Okay, cool, awesome. And Machina Dilawayo said, the high cost of greatness is better than the low cost of mediocrity. So let that land for a minute. There's a high cost to being great, and we're all here to be great. We're not here to be mediocre at all. So if you are noticing yourself not leveling up in whatever area in your life, this is an opportunity for you to step up and reinvent yourself so you are living in a space of greatness versus being mediocre, because showing up as a mediocre person will produce mediocre results, which is not where you want to be at all. Trust me, I've been there. I'm saying it from experience. So here are your 3 tips. Okay. The first one is you want to learn from your past. And what I mean by that is look at the top lessons that you learned this year. What are your top lessons? What did 2019 teach you? What are some things that you can take away from this year that you would do differently and that you would implement differently? So take some time. Actually, I invite you to take some time and journal about it, even if it's like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and journal about what your top lessons are that you got from your experience in 2019. Okay. Number 2 is you want to start with visualizing what your 2020 strategy looks like. And what I mean by that is you want to start with the end in mind. So think of 2020, December 31st, 2020. Start with the end in mind and reverse engineer. What do you want your 2020 to look like? Now we're beginning a new year very, very, very soon. And take the time to uncover a plan for yourself for the remainder of 2019 that will set you up powerfully for 2020. So this is your opportunity to set yourself up to win by visualizing what do you want to accomplish in 2020 and reverse engineering it and breaking it up into you could do it into quarters, into months, and however you want to look at it. Okay, so that's an opportunity for you. And then finally, number 3 is you want to invest in your vision. And investing in your vision can look so many different things. So it could be planning a trip to have an experience. It could be doing an emotional intelligence leadership training, which if you have not done something like that, I would highly encourage you and invite you to do something like that because it's going to completely transform your life. And even also hiring a coach to work with you to support you with coming up with creative ideas, to reinvent yourself, and also to invest in your vision and work smarter versus harder. Because most people in my experience, including myself, that's why I work with coaches. I hire coaches because I want to work smarter. I don't want to work harder. You know what I'm saying? So you get to invest in your vision, and it can look so many different ways, and you get to create that. So those are your three lessons or steps or methods that you can apply, and you can catch the other 3 in the previous video by, like I said, easiest ways to go on YouTube, in my YouTube channel and catch that. So, hey Jason, thanks for tuning in. So your mission for this week, we'll keep this super, super simple. So your mission for this week is share with us your top 3 lessons that you got from 2019 so far. So what are your top 3 lessons? Comment below and share. Would love to hear what your lessons are. And what would you do differently as we step into 2020? So what would you do differently now? And what would you do differently as we move into 2020 and embark on a brand new journey with a brand new slate, which is 2020? Okay. Remember, we're completing a decade here. So it's a big deal. So comment below to inspire others, tag other people that are meant to hear this message, and also share the message if you feel it'll resonate with other people and if you sense it'll resonate with other people. So with that being said, that's your mission for this week, my beautiful Ninja Warriors. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Warrior Wednesday, same time, same station, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. All right, bye for now. Sayonara.